Welcome back, brothers and sisters, from your break. And now we shall move on to our next session. I recall Master once said that what makes time and space valuable is the meaningful interactions between people. And these interactions, well documented, are what makes history to benefit the future generation. Brothers and sisters, with great pleasure, we would like to invite Brother Fu Wing Hong to present his talk entitled The Importance of Documentation. Please welcome Brother Fu.
Thank you very much, Sister Stephanie. Dear brother and sister, a very good day to all of you and welcome back to this session. Today I would like to share on the importance of documentation in Tzu Chi's world, propagating truth, goodness, and beauty. Just imagine the losses if mankind have not found a way to documenting history. All the footprints and values of humanitarian activity carried out by Tzu Chi volunteers will be as good as lost. With documentation, we are blessed to have the opportunity to listen to our Master Cheng Yan's teaching every day, making reference to cases based on current everyday lives. Humans are smart and very intelligent beings. We can do many things beyond our imagination. Historically, 2,500 years ago, during Buddha's time, have you ever wondered how was his teaching been documented? Is the slide moving? Have you, Brother Albert? Sorry, the slide doesn't seem to move. Okay, it's moving now. Dear brother and sister, you will try to Google and search how Buddha's teaching was documented. You'll find that it was kept based on memories and through recitation at festivals and special occasion. This reminds me of my younger day where my teacher often asked us to memorize formula and recite them in class. You see, I just had difficulty doing that. Now I feel so blessed that Buddha's teaching was kept alive, although it was only officially documented by text about 500 years later, around 100 BC to sometime 100 AD. So, dear brother and sister, before I go further, let's take a look at what is documentation, media, and its purpose in Tzu Chi humanitarian work. Documentation is any material that provides official information or evidence that serve as a record, including annotating text, photos, video clip, and etc. Media is a mean of mass communication, such as broadcasting, publishing, and the internet. In Tzu Chi, the purpose of documentation is about documenting the footprint of Tzu Chi's humanitarian mission and bring about positive and constructive reporting to help play an important role to create a better world for all. Fast forward to today, we are very lucky that we don't have to depend on memory too much for our documentations. Today, we are spoiled by choices which talk of multimedia, digital, and the use of AI in documentation. As you can see in this slide, among the more recent equipment are the drone, and a very important and handy is a smartphone. These are just some of the recording tools needed for documentation work. Next, let's take a look at the history of Ta'ai.
On January 1st, 2005, Tzuji's Cultural Center was inaugurated. It is home to Dai TV, Dai Radio, and its print media. Over the years, the center has been the hub for gathering stories about Tzuji volunteers and events around the world. With the help of technology and the expertise of staff at the center, these stories are made into programs that broadcast around the globe through various media platforms, changing the lives of many people.
现在我们要把时光回到当上人按下按钮的那一刻，大一台开播了，台湾走入一个全新的媒体时代。
Established in 1998, Dai TV is the first TV station in Taiwan that was set up by a private non-profit organization. Against the opinions of most people around her, Master Zhengyan insisted that Dai TV should not rely on commercials for funding or sensational stories for viewer ratings. Instead, its mission is to inspire love in people and bring about peace in the world. To that end, Dai TV has been striving to produce wholesome programs for over 20 years. Without the income from commercials, Dai TV is mainly funded by proceeds from selling recyclables collected by Tzuji volunteers, as well as donations from the public and enterprises. By setting up a TV station, all that Master Zhengyan hopes is for Dai TV to report what is true and good, and spread Buddhist teachings regardless of cost. Such a decision requires vision and courage. But it all paid off. Dai TV has won numerous prestigious awards at home and abroad, which serves to testify that the path it has taken is the correct one. In the same year Dai TV was launched, Rhythms Monthly magazine was published. In the competitive publishing industry, Rhythms Monthly stands out for its quality of writing and photography. Covering a wide array of topics, the magazine is beloved by readers in Chinese communities worldwide. For every issue, writers and photographers will mull over every article together. Before deadline every month, everyone stays up late. When the current issue is being printed, writers and photographers are already racking their brains for the next issue. This is Mrs. Du, who is already in her 90s. Mrs. Du is a translation volunteer for Tzuji Japanese Monthly. Once a week, the volunteers get together to discuss their translation of the articles selected from Tzuji Monthly. 1 year after Tzuji was founded in 1966, a bi-weekly newsletter recording people's donations and good deeds was published. On January 1st, 2005, Tzuji's Cultural Center was inaugurated. It is home to Dai TV, Dai Radio, and an article in the first issue of Tzuji's bi-weekly newsletter clearly pointed out its purpose. It says, "From now on, we'll not waste a word or a line on saying things that won't benefit people or the world. Neither will we go against this purpose to do things that are irrelevant to relieving suffering in the world." These words on the first issue of the newsletter have remained true for over 50 years. With touching stories and heartwarming pictures, Tzuji Monthly continues to be the source of comfort to many of its readers and has inspired countless people to do good. In 2005, Dai E-Radio, an online radio station, was launched. Through the internet, listeners can have access to the radio programs anytime and anywhere. With live video broadcast, the audience can not only listen to the radio programs, but also see the hosts and interact with them. From traditional to new media, the mission of Tzu Chi's Cultural Center to spread messages of truth, goodness, and beauty has never changed. At the crossroads of media and technology, the center will continue in its effort to bring more depth and breadth to the content of its work and inspire more people to tap into the innate selfless love within them.
Okay, from this video clip, Tzu Chi Cultural Center is home to Ta'ai TV and Ta'ai Radio and its printed media. It is also the central hub for gathering stories about Tzu Chi volunteers and events around the world, which was broadcast around the globe. Stop movie. Okay. Tzu Chi Media cover all the activities of Tzu Chi's 4 missions as well as its footprint. All the programs broadcast by Tzu Chi Media are based on truth, fact, and real-life story, which aim to spread the goodness and beauty of human nature and to promote kindness and mutual support among people. On another important note, which you have watched just now, Ta'ai TV is a non-profit TV station operating without commercial ads. The operating costs are mainly funded by donations and proceed from Tzu Chi Recycling in Taiwan. It also shows us that the first publication of Tzu Chi can be traced back to 1967. That is the year after Tzu Chi was founded. But more importantly, the first publication also clearly pointed out its purpose. It says, from now on, we will not waste a word or line on saying things that wouldn't benefit people or the world. These words on the first issue of the article has remained true till now for over 50 years. This slide is a summary of Tzu Chi's various media channels. We have Tzu Chi Monthly Journal, Ta'ai TV, Ta'ai E-Radio, the Rhyme Monthly, Tzu Chi Companion Book Series, and new media such as Facebook, Instagram, and so on. Let's take a look at another video clip. This video clip will bring us back in time to 3 significant disasters and how Tzu Chi moved in to help relieve suffering.
一些国家曾经有过大灾难，慈济呢却帮助过了。现在已经99个国家了哈，那慈济已经走过了啦。叙利亚难民很辛苦的逃难呐，因为他们的国家内乱内战，社会无平安呐，内乱内战呐，因为他们跟约旦最近，相隔一条线，人一边跑啊，枪与炮在后面追啊，很多人为了求得生命，不管他是生活多么好、多么有名有利的人间，可是呢，一旦社会不祥和，国家有纷乱，他们总是要逃。
The tsunami wave came at speed similar to a flying jet, and we could only watch as the wave struck country after country.
Not long after the tsunami hit, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived at the hard-hit Aceh of Indonesia and Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, a Buddhist country, suffered extensive damage due to the tsunami, but Tzu Chi built a Da'ai village to help residents get back on their feet.
Dharma Master Zhen Yan said that we should help more people in need. Volunteers distributed shopping vouchers rather than daily supplies.
Thank you.
Next month is Singhalan Tamil New Year. I wish they can use their vouchers in next month and be happy with their family members.
一场强震让身为亚洲最贫穷国家之一的尼泊尔面临数十亿美元的重建经费。首都加德满都在重灾区中受灾最严重，老旧建筑严重倒塌，大批民众露宿街头。
Helping the worst-hit areas of Nepal, Tzu Chi built 1,800 da'ai homes. This history is forever in the mind of the older generation.
After the flood 22 years ago, we have stayed safe. I would like to find out who built these homes for us. I would like to meet the person and tell them that we made it through these recent tremors safe and sound.
Dear brother and sister, it's sad to see the world still has so many disasters. But here I would like to highlight is that the video you just watched is edited from 3 video clips downloaded from YouTube. It's an example of how broadcasted media can play as a store of data, retrieve and process again to create content for further communication when needed. So you can see that every Tzu Chi broadcasted media content also serves as a form of documentation. But Tzu Chi media is more than that. Every broadcast not only serves as a form of documenting history, it's often very well stored and archived. All the humanitarian work carried out by Tzu Chi volunteer, Tzu Chi media shoulders the mission of spreading story of human kindness and love and evoking the inner kindness in people in a hope to create a society filled with wholesome values and pass on good culture to the younger generation. Can you imagine a TV station that is partly funded by recyclable collection can have 4,000 news reporters? This is made possible because of volunteerism. Every one of you can be a volunteer and reporter too, and we welcome you. So volunteers play a very important role in Tzu Chi documentation, and they often go the extra miles, non-stop gathering contents, covering all that of Tzu Chi missions. And volunteers do it without any expectations of returns. I would say Master Cheng Yan, our Master Cheng Yan, is an extraordinary person with extraordinary vision and drive, and she must have had seen this vision of today 50 over years ago. The slide is not moving. Albert, okay. Next, I would like to touch on how Tzu Chi volunteers can help play the very important role to help document Tzu Chi history. I'm not sure if you have heard that Tzu Chi documentation team is often referred as 3-in-1 team. Why is it so? During any humanitarian event, you'll find each Tzu Chi volunteer documentation team. You comprise a writer, a photographer, and a videographer. And we almost always move as a single unit in and out during any event outing to cover stories. That is why we are called 3-in-1 volunteer team. And we are a branch of a larger Tzu Chi media team in mass broadcasting or mass communication. Simply put in, Tzu Chi 3-in-1 team are basically Tzu Chi volunteers who walk the Bodhisattva path, documenting Tzu Chi history. As part of Tzu Chi media team, we are guided by these three very important Tzu Chi words: truth, goodness, and beauty in our reporting and documentation. The essence of these three words will always remind us of our role to report the truth, to bring about positive influence to society, and we should always have the compassion and empathy while carrying out our duties. We focus on bringing more positive and solution-focused elements to help create a better society. Not only should we provide information, we should also educate the audience and inspire them to do good. Besides, our reporting is also a valuable history of humanity. As we know, life is impermanent, but our records remain even after we leave this world. They will give the future generation a picture of our time. I would like to highlight an example. During the Malaysian airline MH370 incident in 2014, I believe many of you are aware of this critical, what they call disaster. Tzu Chi volunteers were mobilized to provide emotional support to passengers' family and to assist Malaysian airline system staff in translation. Our 3-in-1 volunteers went to record the event. Faced with those distressed, affected families, our 3-in-1 team lent their ears to the affected families and show their care. Instead of asking questions intrusively and digging into their emotional pain. The lady here, which is circled in red, is one of our photographers and 3-in-1 member. She says, while taking photos, I really wish to hold their hands or offer them a warm embrace. I wish I could stay with them to give them the emotional support they need at this tormenting moment. This is what we call compassion and empathy while at the jobs. Our purpose of reporting is not to cause more emotional pain to the affected family, but to show them that we feel for them and we care for them. Here is another touching story covered by our 3-in-1 team on a case. And please watch how TAI Media convey the message to the society.
Huang Qiuxiang in Malaysia is on the brink of collapse from resentment. Her oldest child is autistic, the youngest one is hyperactive, and her mother had a stroke. Her life is unspeakably miserable. Today, Tzu Chi volunteer Wang Yanping visits her. Wang has 5 children, and 4 of them are either autistic or hyperactive. But through serving as a volunteer and watching Dai TV programs, Wang has found the strength to move on. With her own experience, Wang knows what Huang has been going through, so she wants to help her.
他生活真的一直面对考验啊，我们觉得好像还有另外一股力量可以帮到他。
Knowing of Huang's limited financial means, Wang and other Tzu Chi volunteers chip in to install a set-top box for Huang, hoping that Dai TV's wholesome programs can help to open her heart and tide her over this difficult period.
I'm really touched by how Tzu Chi volunteer Sister Hong came forward to accompany Madam Wang Qiu Xia. This is a good example of how constructive reporting can help settle minds and bring peace to society and make this world a better place. And in Malaysia, our media team produce monthly journal in both English and Chinese. And we have online channel like Facebook, YouTube, which broadcast our news and program. We have Tzu Chi history compilation, the public media, local media and website. We have exhibition hall. And the last, Tzu Chi 3-in-1 volunteer, where you can see these are all part of the media team. And the volunteer plays an important role to support the media team. The most important function of 3-in-1 volunteers is to collect information, data, story, process them so that it could be used in a constructive way for mass communication to help society. I would like to show you a clip how the activity of 3-in-1 volunteers in action.
With a picture and a video frame, the programs have made positive impact in the minds of the viewers everywhere, spreading love and wholesome values.
In Tzu Chi world, there are a lot of wonderful stories, good topics, which really touch and inspire people.
The production team invites these media volunteers to join them, working in concerted efforts.
在每项大型活动中，都会和和互协的出色完成任务。时间有限，太多的动人故事，且听我们下回分解。同仁定期上课培训，老职工用心陪伴新职工，一步一步成长。
我们和心耕耘写不为，迎着你让我见证人间菩萨洒遍爱的足迹。我们是人文真善美，愿用素香恒是刹那，用一笔根光化人
哇，你去游泳，我有这口福哦，有这么真好，哇，你回来你要准备2粒看得到，因为你的同事要这样子啊，你太快了，对吧 ？OK， 好，看 ，OK。好，看这个，什么情形之下要 BCU？ 什么情形之下立刻上？这个，有但是就跟我关系等 ，OK， 对吧？看这边啊，看这边啊，有亮吗？再转，有亮吗？这边亮上。
Yeah, dear brother and sister, hope the video had given you some insight of our 3-in-1 activities. I would like to share with you also a lot of these 3-in-1 volunteers. Actually, they come from all walks of life. Some we have entrepreneurs, doctors, professionals, and so on and so forth. So all of them came in to take up 3-in-1 and to help document history. So we welcome all of you. So it's again, sorry. So, dear brother and sister, how do we get started to join our team? If you have a smartphone with internet coverage, basically you're smart enough to join our 3-in-1 documentation team. Because smartphone today can function as a video cam, a camera, a computer, and you can even broadcast through the various media. So if you are involved in any Tzu Chi event, you can actually help Tzu Chi by taking photos or videos and do some write-up, explain briefly the activities, and note down some of the touching observation, if any, and send them through the internet to Ta'ai or to your local media team. That's it is. In short, write a short report of what you want to tell our master and Ta'ai about the event with photo or video which you had recorded. This is the best starting point to join our 3-in-1 documentation team. During pandemic time like now, smartphone is very convenient for many reasons. it is also the best starting point before you embark on the more expensive and sophisticated equipment like DSLR or video cam. For those already have all this good equipment, great. Please put it to good use. Next, before I end, I would also like to play a video clip which is recorded by myself using mobile phone during the pandemic.
You can come now, 一一通过电话提醒，雪隆慈义志工在各社区推动 Food Care 社区关怀计划，为有需要家庭准备粮食蔬菜。志工准备的物资包括面包、大米等干粮，希望协助国人度过艰难时刻。
Sudah mau 2 bulan.
Macam mana you boleh lalu hari?
Ya, ada sebagian dari kawan bagi macam tu sikit-sikit beras, makanan apa lain macam tu.
See today that made me reflect on how there's still a lot of people that we need to help. There are people that are less fortunate than us, and I hope that I can do more.
So you can see the power of smartphone today. So everyone with a smartphone better put it to better use more than what you are currently use. So the next is sorry. Okay, so just hold on. Okay, dear brother, sister, please take a look at this historical picture taken in 1970. Do you know who took this picture? It's none other than our beloved Master Cheng Yen, who take lead and drive our 3-in-1 team in the early days. In Tzu Chi, there are many opportunities for volunteerism. You are welcome to join our joyful 3-in-1 media team as a writer, a photographer, or a videographer, and be our master's eye and ears, and help to inspire more people to do good. Together, we can definitely help to play an important role to create a better world for all. With this, we end my sharing. I would like to pass the floor back to Sister Stephanie. Thank you very much.